This is just an unexpected live. So we just gonna vibe until we get some more people to tune in. What's up with it? It's hUmP day. We're gonna talk about relationships today. We're gonna talk about sex today. What's up with it? Let's get a little vibe session going and get this hUmP day jumping, huh? If you know some people that need to tune in, let them know, because we're going to talk about relationships today. We're going to talk about insecurity today. We're going to talk about infidelity today. We're going to talk about sex today. We're going to go all the way in. So if you got any questions, let me know. How y'all feeling this morning? What's up, Nicole? We're going to talk about relationships this morning. It's hUmP day. We're going to talk about why people feel the need to lie this morning, myself included. By choice, though, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Zojua? Is that right? My magic. What's good with you? Now would be that time to put some flame to it if you mess around. As soon as we get at least 10 people in the room, I'll go to talking. But until then, just vibe. Just vibe. Y'all excuse me, let me share this real fast. What's up, y'all? What's up, friend? What y'all got going on? We're gonna talk a little bit about relationships today. A little bit about sex today. A little bit about lies today. A little bit about insecurity today. A little bit about infidelity today. We're going to go there. And so, if you're going to get feelings hurt, we might need to do something else. Okay? I can talk about Scorpio. We're going to talk about everybody, man. We ain't just going to talk about astrology. We're going to talk about real life, bro. Ain't nobody safe. We're going to talk about Cancers. We're going to talk about Capricorns. We're going to talk about Aries. We're going to talk about Sagittarius. We're going to talk about Leo. We're going to talk Virgo, Pisces, Aquarius, Taurus, Gemini. We're going to go there. That's right. If y'all fooling with me, hit the like button as you come in the door, man. Help me get out on this algorithm. Just vibe. What's up, Moon Blue? I'm gonna ask y'all right now, so we can just go ahead and keep this discussion up. What makes you the most insecure in your relationships? We talking about relationships, Shay. We talking about sex. It's hump day. We talking about insecurity, infidelity. We talking about lies. We talking about codependency. You're an Aries and you say you attract Cancer men? Well, I can see that. But are you loyal yourself, Moon Blue? You aren't? At least you honest, though. At least you honest. So, Zojua, what causes this fear of intimacy that you're dealing with? Yeah. But let me tell you something. That insecurity, that fear of intimacy, that negative mindset, thinking that people are gonna fuck you over, what do you think it's attracting? What do you think it attracts? See, the thing about me is I'm very cocky. I'm very cocky. And I love attention. But I also get involved with and am attracted to very aggressive ladies that really that are usually pretty possessive. So it's just a forever dance. See, my North Node is in Aries in the 7th house. My 7th house is ruled by Aries. So not only is that the type of energy that I attract, it could also be easily said that I breed conflict. You know, like throwing rocks and hiding your hands maybe a little bit. And as I've matured, I'm starting to realize that it's me. It's me. It's me. And I'm not insecure. But the reason that I'm not insecure is because I don't trust anybody. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that may not make sense, but let me explain it to you. I think everybody's full of shit. I feel like I can see everybody's intentions. I'm so tuned in that I know for a fact that nobody's perfect. I know everybody has dirt. I know damn sure that I do, but I also know that I'm a good dude. So with me and this Pisces moon that I have, you would think that it's a positive mindset. Like, nah, I just love unconditionally. It's just me. Like, nah, I love them unconditionally. But it's not that. It's just I expect the worst out of you. Life has showed me nothing but the worst. So I expect the worst. So if you fuck over me, I'm not that surprised. You're not above it. You're not above it. You get what I'm saying? And so in doing that, it allows me to be like, have this devil may care attitude. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can act like I don't give a fuck. Like, oh, I'm just keeping it player. I'm just keeping it player. When deeply inside, I'm actually one of the most sensitive people that you'll ever come across. You get what I'm saying? And I also know that with me having Venus in Leo, and with me having a masculine mindset a lot of the time, when I do get cheated on, or if something like that does happen to me, and it has, and I've done a lot more cheating than's been cheating on me, I'm being real. More than anything else, I know it hurts my ego. You know, it hurts my ego. And let me tell you something, Moon Blue. I just saw something that triggered me because we had this conversation 2 days ago, y'all. And we finna address this right now. People these days, they are way too comfortable using the words toxic and narcissist. Okay? As soon as somebody does something that they feel like isn't aligned with their own value system, that's toxic. As soon as somebody does something that they feel fucked over or slighted in a situation, or they do something that they feel like that person was selfish, oh, now they're narcissists. Let me tell you something about narcissism. Narcissistic personality disorder is a real clinical diagnosis. Do you understand that? Y'all calling everybody a narcissist. No. Some people are just damaged people. A motherfucker might just be selfish. They can be selfish without being a narcissist. Okay? Y'all have got into this learning about spirituality these days, and I love how everybody's learning this stuff that everybody's learning, because there's no doubt that the world is going through a spiritual awakening. But then when people hear the words empath and they hear the words narcissist, they stick to those words. Not realizing that as soon as you use the word narcissist with me, as soon as you use the word toxic with me, one, I'm looking at you like, and two, I'm immediately gonna think that shit should be written on your mirror. Because For you to really understand what that means, you wouldn't just be calling somebody a narcissist. That's like calling somebody a chicken shit, piece of shit, worst, low down, soul sucking motherfucker. That's what a narcissist is. A narcissist will take you for everything you got. You wouldn't know what hit you if a real narcissist got a hold of you. For real. Hey, if y'all here, man, hit that like button while y'all fucking with me, man. If a real narcissist got a hold of you, your money gonna be gone, your energy gonna be gone, your soul gonna be gone, and you won't even know who the fuck you are. And then people glorify these toxic situations. Oh, girl, I just love that toxic dick. Oh, nigga, she crazy, but oh, that cat. Nah, man. You tripping, bro. You tripping. Ain't nothing that good in the whole world. Nothing. If you in a relationship where you wake up and you like, God damn, why am I still here? You should be gone. But also, everybody's so quick to tell you to leave a motherfucker. People these days then also forgot about grit and determination. And they done forgot about what it really means to stick it out with a motherfucker. Because there is growth on the other side. I mean, look at me, man. I'm one of the most trifling other motherfuckers you could have ever imagined. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But now, I can't even imagine being the individual I was at that point in time. I can't even see him. I get disgusted at the type of people that I was just a few short years ago. Lying for no reason. Fucking people over. Manipulating. See, let me tell you something about me. I always like to relate it back to me, y'all. Hold on, y'all. My bad. I like to relate it back to me because, let me tell you, lying, cheating, stealing, smiling in your face. I used to be about all that. Sleeping around with in the dirtiest way. I'm talking about where I eat at. My family members, work, girlfriends, wives, I do that. My chicks, my baby mamas, my ex-wives, their brothers, sisters, whatever, you know what I'm saying, friends, homeboys, girlfriends, whatever. I was down. You feel me? Like, if there was a female that was talking about that, I was down for doing it, man. And I was great at it. And see, the thing about me is, without being conceited, is I'm sensitive, I'm intelligent, and I look how I look. Okay? So, without being too conceited, I was able to do a lot of the things that most dudes only talk about wanting to do. I had it my way. I had it my way. I'll tell you what made me change here in a second. We're going to talk about that, Moon Blue. I had it my way. If I wanted to mess around, I would. I've slept with 4 or 5 women in the bed at once on more than one occasion when I was younger, man. And handled my business. That Mars in Capricorn, that Pluto in the first house is going to make me handle my business. But that's beside the fact. What I'm trying to say is, like, I had an opportunity to be trifling in the way that a lot of motherfuckers could never have an opportunity to be trifling. You feel me? Not only that, I had a music career since I was 17 years old. I had a record deal. I was all over Texas doing my thing. And I wasn't necessarily the star of the show, but I was opening up for a lot of the more popular dudes around Texas and in my area. And I was known. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, I was pimping and living a gangster lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? I was out there. So when I come to y'all from a place of spiritual growth, I'm coming to y'all genuinely. So let me tell you, because everything could be a facade. I'm gonna teach y'all something. And for me to bring y'all the honesty that I'm gonna bring y'all, this is everything. Because look, the first thing that's gonna attract somebody when you're looking at me, I got the tattoos, I'm bald headed, I have muscles, I carry myself very gangster like a grown ass man. I got Mars and Capricorn. Okay, so that's gonna attract enough attention. That Pluto in the first house. And then when someone talks to me, they then see my intelligence, which adds a whole nother level. Like, whoa, this motherfucker ain't just your average gangster. This motherfucker's smart. Like, way smarter than I could ever even fathom. And then, I'm just the greatest guy in the world. And right now, I'm trying to live in that. What's up, man? I'm here, man. And back then, though, it was just a facade. You got to understand, like I'm always trying to tell y'all, everything that's good to you ain't good for you. Because underneath that all, like I said, my ass was trifling. I was cheating. I was lying. I wasn't going to hold down no job. I was going to expect you to take care of my sorry ass. And then, you know, just because I'm not abusive or violent, and just because I'm sensitive and I'm so emotional, I use that as a slide to get by. That old good guy facade. The worst type. And I'm full of love and I have great qualities. But it's like they say, man, if you want to make it biblical, faith without works ain't shit. So what I'm saying is, you can have all that energy, all that goodness, but still use it for negativity. Okay? So when you talk about what made me want to change, Moon Blue, first of all, I had a daughter. That's what started it. And I don't want any karma with the way that I treat females coming back on me and my baby. Because I realized right off the rip that I was giving the daughter first for a reason. One, because I wasn't mature enough to handle a son yet. Because at that point in my life, I wasn't going to do nothing but try to make him a gangster and teach him all the wrong shit like I told y'all my daddy did to me yesterday. And y'all hit the like button if y'all coming in my front door, please. And the thing is, like, if I had a son, I would have been teaching him how to be a gangster. I would have been teaching him, trying to take him around doing, you know, all the fucked up shit. But seeing this daughter of mine and holding her before anybody else, her mom had to have emergency C-section, so I held her before her mama even did. And me holding my baby girl and looking at her and realizing that femininity is the most precious thing in the whole world. I named her after my mama because when I looked at that child, I was looking at my mama and I realized that everything that I had done to all these females, I was disrespecting my mama, and I've told y'all how I feel about my mama. So it was just more or less like, man. But that was just a seed. Because not long after that, you know, her mom got out and I wasn't cheating anymore, but I was still selling dope. Right? And so when her mom left out, because I wouldn't stop selling dope, it just made it more convenient for me to do my thing. So I could go stay with the baby until the baby's diaper got dirty at her mom's house, And then I'd have my house to myself the rest of the time doing all kinds of fuck shit. And then I got myself locked up in prison, and the mom wasn't trying to hear that. And more power to her. But when you talk about what really changed me, this spiritual awakening that I'm going through. Being in a situation where I got a taste of my own medicine in a relationship. After I got out of prison years down the line, you know, I got into a relationship where I got done just as dirty as I've done everybody. And then, I got done dirty. And then after that, I got into a situation, and I got into a situation where I was with a female that wasn't gonna take my shit. She wasn't gonna take my shit. And so as soon as I fucked up, boom, I was forced to be alone for the first time in my life. And I'm a Libra rising. Y'all gotta understand, since I was 16 years old, I had been in a serious relationship of some sort. Unless I was in. So this is when I'm almost 30. I'm almost 30. And I'm now into a whole different situation that I've never involved myself in. You know what I'm saying? Where this chick is like, no, I'm not dealing with you. I done fucked around on you. You've been fucking around on me. I done fucked around on you. It's time to do something else. Move around. I was forced to go out and get it on my own, which is something I had never done. I was forced to be single, which is crazy to be almost 30 and that never happened to me, but that's the truth of it. I had never been single. And so I had to go out and realize what I really wanted. And in that single time, I was just able to work through, you know, spiritually, me realizing that everything that I had been through was my own fault. You get what I'm saying? Everything that I had been through was my own fault from my trifling ass. And I had used my mama's death. I had used me being an empath or me being a sensitive person as a manipulation for way too long. And I just realized that, hey, I needed to be single until I wanted to be until I was ready to be good to somebody. And so I just thugged it out. You know what I'm saying? And then I was working at a bar. Here's the thing. I managed a bar in East Texas, one of the most popular bars there, for like 3 years. And so there's like 500, 600 people in my bar 3 nights a week. And before I was the manager, I was the head bouncer. So I was all in the mix. And so when I'm all in the mix, like I was able to, once again, live that lifestyle every way that I wanted to. But I was also mature. And little by little, I started seeing that the things that I was attracted to before and the things that turned me on before don't necessarily turn me on anymore. It's just maturity. The thing about a man is, I'm going to tell y'all now, and almost all of these men that are upper in age will tell you this. With dudes, it just takes time. They gotta grow out. There's some guys that are great off the rip. But most guys, these days, especially guys that come from a street atmosphere, if that's what you're used to, they didn't have a dad. They didn't have anybody to teach them to do shit the right way. They didn't have a model. So everything they're doing, they're figuring it out on their own. And that's not an excuse for our behavior. I'm just saying, it takes time for a male to mature. And y'all females, y'all mature a lot faster than men do. So you're ready at a point way younger to be grown and to do grown folk shit. Where a man, he might be working a job, he might be doing some other shit, but he's not ready to be good to you. I promise you. It takes time and maturity to get to a place where it's like, hey, I'm grown. And, you know, I can't speak for everybody because I also don't know if everybody got a chance to sow out their wild oats in a way like I did. Like I said, I really got to have it my way. And so when I was ready to be good to somebody, I was just ready to be good to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, little by little, I remember I started telling people, like, hey, I'm ready for the real deal. I'm ready for the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I started seeing myself get myself in situations that, you know, where I'm like looking, now the roles are reversed. I'm looking for something more than what the other individual is necessarily putting on the table. You feel me? And then, like, at the time, I'm older, right? I'm in my 30s at this point, 31, 32, whatever. I'm working at a bar, and there's all these younger chicks there, and I meet them and have them encounters, and I know I go hard, and the next day I be ghosted like a motherfucker. And I just, you know what I mean? And then got me sending sad face emojis and shit. And the tables just turned on me. And I was going through all of that during my Saturn return, you know? And just everything accumulated to where it helped me grow into a point where I want to be a better person. And then with my son, man, like, in my spiritual awakening, I realized that it's everything for me to teach him how to treat ladies, or if he's into something else, whoever he's involved with, you know, how to treat them with respect, but also carry himself with dignity. Okay, learn how to be level-headed. Learn how not to use people, because he has all the tools himself. I don't know if y'all saw my baby on here yesterday, but my baby has Venus and Mars and Uranus in the first house. Like, he got it going on, man. And he's intelligent, but it's up to me, by showing him through what he sees, how to treat people. So I try to conduct myself accordingly every day. And, you know, how I respect his mom, how I treat his mom, that's everything. That's something that's always going to stick with him. Whether I'm with his mom or I'm not with his mom, whether, you know, whatever happens, how he sees me respect her is going to display everything with how he treats ladies later on in life. I'm a Pisces moon, Rosie. And so that's just what it was, man. These kids of mine, man, and then this spiritual awakening and maturing. But when I tell you I know all the tricks in the book, I've been through every type of toxic relationship. I've been through every type of toxic relationship you can imagine. I've been in a relationship where one person was the breadwinner and the other person wasn't doing shit, or I wasn't doing shit. I've been in a situation where we both was married, but we was too young to be in the situation. I've been in a really healthy relationship where everything was good. Been in a relationship where I thought everything was good, and then, you know, I got my feelings hurt like a motherfucker fucking with a Sagittarius. She just flipped the script and just decided, hey man, the grass was greener on the other side. And you know, I've been in situations where I was just so trifling and I got caught up. I've been in situations where it was a rebound. I've been in situations where, you know, it was abusive. You know what I mean? Like verbally abusive, to where it was dangerous, where, you know, motherfuckers are putting their hands on each other. And I'm telling you now, I ain't never hit a woman in my life, but I done got tasered, pepper sprayed, stabbed by this motherfucker, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in every type of situation. So I figured today, I've told y'all all of this. Yeah, Aries, Moon Blue. It was an Aries. It was an Aries. But I've been in every type of situation to where I was able to develop all those experiences and finally grow into a place where, man, I can't even look at none of that shit I've experienced before and see that in my life now. Matter of fact, I don't even recognize that shit. I don't even recognize that shit. You get what I mean? Like, I would never be around that. So when I sit here and I see people glorifying toxic relationships, when they say, oh, I just love that toxic dick, or, oh, you know, man, this bitch crazy, but nah, motherfucker, she crazy because you making her crazy. She crazy because a whole bunch of situations in life have conditioned this person to now they're damaged and they don't trust anybody. So all they know is lash out because the universe has lashed out at them. So why are you gonna keep feeding into it? If you ain't gonna do right by, go do your own thing. And then the same thing like with men, man. Like, it's so hard to be honest, ain't it? It's so hard to be honest, ain't it? What's up, D? Like, let me tell you something, man. When you lie, you don't have to lie again and again and again and again and again and again. If you just tell the truth in the first place, you'll be straight. You'll be straight. Now hold up. Let me say something real fast. Moon Blue. I done got stabbed. It was an Aries. Pepper sprayed me. Stabbed me. Shocked me with a taser. There's another Aries that done busted a mirror on me and cut me with a piece of the glass. This my son's mom, like, she's a Capricorn with an Aries rising, and she'll straight up, if she doesn't drink anymore, and her growth is amazing, but when she did, like, she'll go up in your mouth with the quickness. You know what I'm saying? With the quickness, man. And like, yeah. I can say all that. And y'all say all that, and let me tell you something else though. Y'all are sending, scary faces and, shocked faces. You have to ask, what the fuck was I doing to make these motherfuckers act like this? The thing about me is I'm always going to hold myself accountable in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the like button if y'all fucking with me at all, if y'all in here, man. But yeah. Yep, I'd have been in every type of situation every type of wrong situation that you could ever imagine. So it's no wonder that now I've arrived to a point where I know the right shit. But I'm also 35 years old, and it took a whole bunch of bullshit for me to get here. You get what I'm saying? And for me to be able to be good to somebody the way that I am. Did I cheat on the Aries? Yes. And she cheated on me. Like her motherfucker. But she also the type that if I say anything out of line, she would have punched me in my motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? She would just sock me in my mouth. Happened a lot of times. Happened a lot of times. I had an issue with getting involved with people. We're getting involved with people that were going to be willing to take it farther than I'm ever willing to take it. And so here my trifling ass is putting myself in these situations where I'm fucking a motherfucker over that I know damn well is going to take my heart out when I do it. And my sensitive ass. So, you know, it was just learned, like, change or die. Change or die. Because that other shit just wasn't flying. I want to tell y'all something now. Something I've observed. And y'all please tell me if I'm wrong. Because I'm finna press some buttons right here. What I've observed is that men, yeah, I know, Kishayla, but is that men and women, they cheat for different reasons. Now, there's exceptions to every rule. There's exceptions to every rule. So, here's the thing. With men, whether y'all know it or not, a lot of times it's not for a reason. And that's where women get caught up in their brain. They think it's for a reason. That's the first thing when a chick gets cheated on, her mind goes to. Why did this happen to me? Why did he fuck with her? What's better about her than me? What's wrong with our relationship? What's going on? What's this? Why is that? This. There's all these questions. Okay? Is she, does he think she looks better than me? Watch, I know she ain't better than me. Is she, you know, is that? That's right, D. It's that. With us individuals as males, what y'all just fail to understand is we just weren't thinking at all most of the time in that situation with this right here. Just like a man could never understand the strength that it comes in childbirth and the emotions that come along with a woman, no matter how much feminine energy he has. He could never understand what comes along with having that thing down there and being born with that womb, the power that comes along with it, and the pain, and the insecurity to have that hole inside of yourself. But women don't understand that dick can just take over. And that doesn't make it right. Before you judge and think I'm saying that this is an excuse that makes it right, that doesn't make it right. That doesn't make it right. But hey, that dick can just take over. It can. And it can get you into some situations where your heart wasn't in it. Your mind wasn't in it. Like, you just did some shit, and then next thing you know, as soon as your mind is in it and your heart is in it, that's when you're giving that guilt call to your girl after you just fucked up. Hey, baby, what you doing? You still asleep? Nah, motherfucker, that's that guilt call. I know it because I done done it several times in my life. Y'all females done got that guilt call, and that's what triggered your intuition before. Like, why did he call me like that? Just like that. You get what I'm saying? That's because the motherfucker wasn't thinking at that point in time. He wasn't thinking at that point in time. No. That dick was in control. And that means, yes, that a man can love you and still cheat. But let me tell you something else. The struggle of spirituality is the struggle of the flesh versus the spirit or the soul. So if you really love somebody, you should love them enough to not let that dick take control. If you're grown, if you're evolved, if you're mature, then you are able to take control of that dick and not let it take control. That's the thing about love. That's what makes you a human. Yes, that dick can take control. It can get you into some situations. You being a male, nobody will be able to earn. Me being it, I know. And I look good and I have game and I have everything where I can do whatever I want with some pussy. So understand that I understand everything that goes along with it. But also understand that I see that if I really love somebody, if my heart is right, I wouldn't put them through that. Love has to be stronger than dick or pussy or whatever. That's the thing about love. That's what makes your soul different than that of a fucking dog. You understand? That's why your consciousness and your guilt is there for a reason. So I'm here to help us evolve in spirituality to get to a point where, hey man, it won't take control. You know what I mean? You trading in some real deep, solid shit for a few moments, man, of something that you really don't even give a fuck about most of the time. That's the thing about us men. Most of the time when you cheating, this is not something you trying to leave your girl for. No, you just fucking around, and you are terrible lies. You are lying out of love, and it's trash and everything, but you don't want to get caught because you weren't thinking. You know, you have to learn how to mature into a place where that dick don't take control. That's why I said earlier, y'all, it's so important that you allow a man to mature. If you got you a young ass dude, I'm telling you now, and you just trying to force him to act right, man, you in trouble. You in trouble. I'm not saying that all young dudes are trash. I'm saying you in trouble. It takes time, man. It takes time. And y'all women, y'all are always trying to force situations because of insecurity. Insecurity. Like, it's crazy. Women, tell me this. Have you ever got cheated on? And the first thing you did was try to go give that motherfucker the best pussy he ever had in his life? Why? Hit that like button. Why? It's insecurity. It's insecurity. Y'all have to learn how to be okay being by yourself. I told y'all yesterday, I respect my son's mom. I respect my daughter's mom, because why? Because they left my sorry ass alone. Because they left my sorry ass alone. They didn't deal with that shit. They were better than that. Be better than that. Fellas, be better than that. If you ain't got control of that dick, don't tell her that you got control of it. Don't lie. Don't lie. Be single. It's okay to be single. Man, don't nobody, and fellas, y'all know this, man. Especially when you done grown and matured. And ladies, you know this. Don't nobody got better dick than a motherfucker that need a place to stay. Why? Why? Why are we doing this, fellas? Like, it's time to do something different. With this Libra retrograde energy out here, I feel like everybody needs to learn how to learn. Need to learn how to learn. There goes Libra retrograde, bro. Everybody needs to learn how to be okay with being by their motherfucking self if that's what it takes. Thug it out. And I know how you know you're not okay with being by yourself, because as soon as you get out of a relationship, the first thing you do is post on social media, I'm single. You let everybody know so you can get some type of male attention or female attention, so everybody can start getting at you. Yeah, Saturn in Aries is a hard placement in 005. I ain't even talking about that though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the first thing people do. And like, the motherfuckers, you know what I mean? As soon as you get out of a relationship, I'm single. It's like you need something. You need something. What you need to do is find that within yourself. If you want to look at it from an astrological aspect, that 7th house that you're looking for is already inside of you. Because the thing is, even when a motherfucker don't have those qualities that you're looking for, you be projecting it on the motherfuckers. Like, I feel you, reflection. And the thing with me, man, even more than the cheating and triflingness and all that, my need to do my own thing and be by myself wreaks havoc on my relationships. Now, that doesn't mean that I want to be by myself like single. It means that I want us to cohabitate, but me live in my own world, which isn't fair. Not my own world, like you don't exist, like I'm not gonna, we're not gonna interact. But like, I like to be by myself. I'll come to bed when I want to come to bed. Like, I will make a small amount of time for us to hang out. But other than that, I want to be by myself. By myself. I need solitude. I don't know if it's my Pisces moon. I'm starting to think that it's my South Node in the 1st house, which is causing that need to go, that tendency to want to go my own way. But like, I have this need to be by myself that wreaks havoc on my relationships. Because as I was saying the other day, my significant other, they think that because I need time by myself, that I don't need time with them. But that ain't the case. No, I just need to be with me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I keep my own company. Sometimes I get caught up in this way of thinking, like, for me to even incorporate you the smallest bit is me showing you I care. But that's not how you do it. That's not how everybody is. That's selfish. That's selfish. When people say find out your love language, that's cool. But finding out if you're involved with somebody, their love language is even more imperative. Learn how they experience love. Learn how they feel love. I have my numerology is an 11, Kishayla. I'm a master number 11. Now you have to learn how to show people you care in the way that they can feel it. You feel me? And so that's the path I've grown on in life. That's the path I've gone on in life. I will lie, cheat, and steal to get some time by myself. Oh, we all full up. We got 11s going down here like a motherfucker, huh? I'm gonna tell all y'all master number 11s that are in here in this chat right now. You should be doing what I'm doing right now. You should be doing this in your own capacity. For real. It is a struggle to balance yourself and others. But it's worth it. It's worth it. So, any questions? Is there any questions? I'm a Libra rising, Pisces moon, Cancer sun. But I gave the rundown already. Yes, I do. If I take on a woman's intuition in my experience, yes. Hell, I have a lot of feminine intuition with me. A big part of my spiritual awakening has been me learning to be comfortable with my own feminine energy, and me realizing that I have so much feminine energy in my chart, and the conflict that I have inside of myself with that feminine energy is it's been everything. But a big part of this is just realizing that feminine ain't female and masculine ain't male. You know, feminine means receptive, masculine means projective, and that's it. The thing about this is beyond this plane of existence, ain't no dick, ain't no pussy, ain't none of that shit. It's just being. With me, if women assumed or was their intuition on point? Both. Both. Yeah. My Pluto's in the first, Nicole. My Pluto's in the first. Yes, I've tried psychedelics reflection. I have a whole hour, like over an hour story trip report on my page. That's pretty fucking hilarious. Go check it out. But I've had several experiences with psychedelics. I smoked DMT and went somewhere else. I didn't had some high dose mushroom experiences. I messed around with acid, and I've also did salvia back in the day, and I've gotten way too gone on that bullshit ass spice or K2 shit to where I had a hallucinogenic experience, so to say, back in the day when I was doing that trash. So yes, I've done it all. If you watch that video I have, I ate shrooms. I thought I was Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat for a whole motherfucking night. I've experienced Jesus or whatever it was. I done ate too much shrooms and ended up jacking off Indian style in the middle of my bed, growling at the fucking TV for 2-3 hours. Like, I didn't went too far. I done went too far. I got Jupiter in Pisces. So just think about it like that. Like, I'll take it too far, get too high. That's why I don't fuck around. You see, I sit here and smoke weed more than Snoop. That's all I do. I can't really drink. I can't really do anything else. I won't do anything else because I go too hard. Yeah. Yeah. I went too hard. I used to be out of there. Out of there. When I was young, I used to do the pills too much. I lived in Texas, and I had a lot of country ass white friends and Mexicans too, that would convince me to drink with them. And when they talk about drink, they mean drink. You know what I'm saying? They talk about beer bonging, keg standing. I was also in college for a while. All that shit. And I could hang with anything, on anybody, on anything. But as I've grown older, let me tell you something. And I've had my spiritual awakening, which I'm still going through, and I've been going through for several years. This is not something that just happens. I don't want anybody to ever think that. Me getting away from drugs is everything. That has everything to do with my spiritual awakening. The spiritual experience I had that started my spiritual awakening was letting me know to never fuck around with fucking drugs like that again. The fact that my life, ever since I've not indulged in substances like that, my life has just gotten better and better and better and better and better and better and better. And y'all can see that chronicled right here on the channel. Like, that's everything. My daddy was a crackhead for 25 years. My mama used to do drugs. My mama used to do drugs to the point where, I don't know if y'all know what preludes are. Back in the day, they had quaaludes and preludes. Quaaludes will bring you down. If you've seen Wolf of Wall Street, when he's all slug, on the ground, he's all like a slug or whatever, where he can't walk, that's quaaludes. Now, preludes are diet pills that they melt down and they shoot them up, and they were speed in the 80s and the 70s. And so my mom and dad used to do those. And my mom told me a story where one time when I was 3 years old, it was my aunt's birthday, and they left me in the car, and they went into the convenience store, and I was in the car, and there was some preludes in the console. And I'm a little kid. I love candy necklaces. I ate 3 of those preludes. Speed pills. I ate them. Now, my mama is a nurse at the time, but she also knows that they can't take me to the hospital, which they probably should have. That's horrible parenting, but they weren't going to take me to the hospital because I would die. I mean, because they would take me from them. Pardon me. I got distracted. Because they would take me from them. And so she took me home. She made me throw up. She said I threw up 2 of the pills, and I kept 1 down. She also told me that they washed off those pills and still shot them up. The ones that I threw up. So when I tell you that it's about me breaking the cycle of addiction, this shit is real. My sister right now, she's out there. My little sister. She's years younger than me. No, she's not years. She's 3 years younger than me. She looks 40 years older than me. Hair falling out. Face ate up. Ain't taking care of her kids. And I'm not talking shit about her. I'm saying it's up to me to break the cycle. Everything that's happened with y'all is because I had a spiritual experience that basically told me that I need to get my life together because my sister was gonna need me. Because her kids was gonna need me. And so basically, my mama or my grandmother's spirit basically appealed to me that I better leave them fucking drugs alone. I need to get my life right and keep my life right because I'm the only one that's gonna be strong enough to do it. So that's what I had to do. And appreciate it. But my daddy did crack, and he started doing meth, and because I introduced him to it. But as soon as he did that, he damn near had a heart attack. He went to the hospital, found out his kidneys were shutting down. He's on dialysis. He cannot do drugs anymore. It's not that he quit doing drugs because he's strong, and a lot of the times people are, and I mean I understand that he can't do drugs. He can't do drugs because he'll die. My sister, she's out there. My mama, as I just told y'all, they shot up them pills. She ended up getting some type of infection at some point later on down the line, and having to go to the hospital because she went into septic shock. And she ended up with her body shutting down. This is when I was 4 years old. And she was in ICU for 81 days on life support for 60 of those days. And from drugs. Well, here's the thing, it gets worse than that. Well, she gets out of that, she survives that because my dad and my grandmother, they signed her death certificate. And they go to pull the plug, but when they pull the plug, not only does my mama keep breathing, but she wakes up within an hour on her own. And she would live 10 more years after that, but 6 more years after that. That was in 1990 when I was 4 when that happened. I remember when she got out of the hospital, she had a trachea hole in her throat and everything because she had that trach, and it was a hole and she couldn't talk, so she had to whistle all the time because she couldn't yell for us or anything. But my mom, you know, she healed from that or whatever. And she started having something. She started feeling not great at work in 1996, and she goes to the doctor to find out that appreciate you, my magic, to find out that in 1990, when she was in the hospital, they gave her a blood transfusion. But when they gave her a blood transfusion, they gave her hepatitis C. And the thing is, they didn't start checking the blood till 1992, y'all. You can go check it out. Because of AIDS and all that. So they gave my mama hepatitis C. Well, at the time, the interferon that they have is not the same as what they have now. They can cure hepatitis C now. So that's messed up. But at the time, the interferon that they gave you, it boosts your liver function, but it killed your immune system. So my mama ended up with an immune system deficiency that was equal to or worse than AIDS. So even though she didn't have AIDS, if my mama got a cold, I've seen her have a cold one day, and then the next day she'll have 107-degree fever where she's hallucinating, saying that people are popping out of the closet because her temperature is so high, and they're dragging her out in a wheelchair with the ambulance strapped to it because she's so feverish that she lost her mind in front of my whole apartment complex. You get what I'm saying? And so it just it just let me know that, like, drugs. And then me myself, like, I've never been a dope fiend, but that doesn't mean that I didn't struggle with addiction, like, viciously. Hold on, y'all. Viciously. You know what I'm saying? I beat addiction myself 3 times to 3 different things in life. And I'm telling y'all that straight up. I've never done crack like that because I'm terrified of it, or cocaine because my dad is a crackhead. But opiates, methamphetamines, and K2 at different times in my life. I didn't myself. And hey, except for methamphetamines, both opiates and K2 have some of the worst withdrawals that you could ever imagine. Like, the worst. You get what I'm saying? Like, K2, you chill. Like, and I used to smoke that shit so bad, y'all, that when I got paid for my job, I would owe my whole paycheck to the dope man. So I'd just be getting it fronted all over again. And I sit there and smoke this shit all day. Hit it one time, fall asleep immediately. Drop everything, burn all my clothes up, fall asleep immediately. Hit it sometimes, trip out, start hitting my girl, start attacking the wall, the tables, flipping out, doing all that crazy K2 spice trash shit. Like, I used to do all that shit. My girl, she videotaping me, showing me videos of myself later on. Like, look at you, like, that's trash. I'm getting fat as hell because at the time I would go, you hit that shit, and then you fall asleep immediately. You wake up, go eat everything in the house, hit it one more time, fall right back asleep immediately into a fucking deep coma. I'm talking about hit it, fall asleep immediately. If you've never seen that trash ass shit, and then that, like, or you trip the fuck out and do some extra shit. You get what I'm saying? And it just got to a point where my lady came and was like, hey, Motherfucker, that shit's trash. And you're gonna lose your family behind this. What the fuck you gonna do? You disrespecting yourself. I cut it out. Went through the withdrawals. I'm laying in the shower floor fucking shaking and shit. The opiates, I got out. I got cut right here. Got cut by a motherfucker fighting with him. I got an infection right there. I had to go get it cut out. The staph infection in my abdomen right here. And they gave me hydrocodones. And I used to just take them. Back in the day, I'd take 2 or 3 hydrocodones because anything with codeine or any opiate is gonna make you have sex for a long time. So I take them to go hard in the sack. Drop that dope dick off. But I'm on them, and I'm on the painkillers, and it's that easy to get hooked on those. I mean, it's that easy. But I also saw that my sister, at that time, this is before she was on what she's on now, she was hooked to those. And so I backed up. And I cut that shit out. Went through the withdrawals, went through the pain on my own. I was like, no, I'm not doing that after, that wasn't that bad. But then that methamphetamines. See, I did that shit the first time when I was 16 years old. And I was with some dudes, and I told y'all before, my nickname in the streets is Superman. They call me Superman. And I was hanging out with this dude named Rex, a white guy, and this other half-breed dude like myself, or a mixed breed, biracial guy, whatever y'all want to call it. I'm not sensitive, and I know it's the politically correct term is biracial, but I'm from West Texas, and we was raised up being called half-breeds, and it don't bother me. So anyway, we grew up like that, and I'm with him. His name's Zero, and we're riding around, and we go to this dude's house that like lives in a mansion, and they're trying to leave me in the car. They're like, "Hey man, stay in the car. We're gonna go in here and talk to Clint." That's this guy's name. And I'm like, "What?" I told you I'm 16, so this is 19 years ago. And I'm like, what? And they're like, man, we're gonna go in here and talk to him. You stay out here. And I was like, and then so the dude Clint comes out. He's like, oh, you can come in, bro. Just sit right here in my room. We're gonna go talk over here. And he gave me a little bit of weed in a little bowl. And they went into what I thought was a room. They went through this door into another room. And they dipped into that room. And so I'm sitting there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, but then it transversed to 30 minutes, and I'm like, where the fuck these motherfuckers at? And you gotta understand, I'm tribal at that time. I started feeling the urge to steal. So I start looking around, and I'm like, I need to figure out where they're at. And so that's the Black Moon, Little Thin Gemini in the 8th house back, in action for real. So they didn't left me alone for too long. My mind started getting on some evil shit. And so I'm starting to look. I open up the door. When I open up the door, they ain't went in nowhere else. They're in the fucking closet. And they're sitting in a circle, all smoking on a little glass pipe right there with the bowl at the end. Y'all know what the dope pipe looks like. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if it's the Pisces moon, whatever. That's the way they were blowing out all that fucking smoke and the way that shit looked. And we were young then. That shit looked cool to me. I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And Zero, the black dude, he's like, get out, bro. Get out. He told me to get out. And I didn't really like him. I kind of thought he was soft or something. So I was like, nigga, don't tell me what to do. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I basically bucked up to him. And Clint, the dude whose house it was, he's like, hey. He's like, hey, Superman, come here. And I was like, what? And I've told y'all before, man, this is the line they always get me. He's like, I bet if you hit this shit, it'll really make you feel like Superman. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, man, I'm not fucking with that shit. I was like, man, that's some white boy shit. And back then it was. Whatever you want to call it, it was. And and he was like, man, just come here. And it's gonna sound real fucking gay as hell. But he put that pipe up to my lips and he said, all you have to do is suck slowly. I'm gonna do everything else. Now I think about that, that sounds fucked up, but that's what he said. And so, and y'all see, look, man, let me show y'all real fast. My nickname is Superman. You know what I'm saying? That's the first tattoo I ever got when I was 14 years old. But anyway, so he put the shit up to my lip. I remember hitting this shit, and I got that hit that they all been trying to get. I filled my whole lungs up and let it out, and filled that whole room up with smoke. And I could feel like the hair going on top of my head, like it was tingling, and I stood straight up and I was like, ooh. And this was, like I said, this was back in the day. It was different then. And I like, man, fuck that. I got out of the closet. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. I got out of there. I went into the other room. I was gone. But I was chill. See, the thing about that shit is, I learned later on that I'm ADHD. That shit doesn't affect me like it affected all of them. They were in there high as hell skitzing. That shit just made me get quiet and sit down and chill. It just calmed me down. I just chilled out, sat down, got in my zone. Got in my zone. Man, they went and dropped that dude Zero off. They went and dropped that dude Zero off, and they brought me back over there, and they were like, let's go to my grandparents' house. We went to his grandparents' house. We stayed high for 9 days straight. Didn't sleep for 9 days straight. That's the first time I ever did that shit. And I hated it. I hated it. After that, I thought that shit was nasty as hell. After all that shit, I was so crazy, and I thought that shit was nasty as hell. I never did it. I thought I was never going to do it again. So, fast forward. It's now 2014, I think. It's 2014. And I'm on a break. Me and my chick that lived in Dallas at the time were on a break, and I'm in my hometown. I done started rapping again, and I done got involved with the dudes I'm rapping with, and they sell big dope. And basically, I done convinced them to put me on and let me sell dope in my hometown. I would go to my hometown every weekend or every week or whatever, every other week, and I'd hustle and sell dope that come from the city because it was better than everything they had, in the country. And so I'd do that. Well, all that was good until the motherfucker set me up with the police. And I caught wind of it with my intuition. And in me catching wind of it, I was able to stop from getting busted. So I just stopped selling dope. But I had ounces and ounces of dope just sitting up under me every day. And I go hang out at my best friend's house, Trordell. And he's a Cancer sun with an Aquarius moon. I'm a Cancer sun with a Pisces moon. And we just have that dope, just a lot of dope. Every day. People hitting us up, telling us how good it is every day. And there's a saying that if you stay at the barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And so one day, I don't know what made me do it. I'm like, hey, Trordell, let's smoke some of this shit, nigga. the devil, whatever it is. Let's smoke some of this shit, nigga. And we went and got some, and we had a lot of it. And so we started smoking that shit. And the thing about me was, I never let anybody but him or the people that I sold to or bought from know that I ever smoked it. So I hid it from my chick. I hid it from everybody. Got myself revoked on my parole. Got sent back to prison for a year. Got out. Left that trash ass chick alone. Got with my son's mom. Stop doing drugs right now, bro. That's so sad, man. Don't do it, man. That's the devil. Truth all seeing. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm right here, man. Like, I done kicked all that shit for years, bro. Let me tell you what happened. But the thing about me was, I hid it from everybody so much. I hid it from everybody so much that, you know, it made even more nastiness in me. It bred more secretiveness. It made me go into a whole mindset that was just worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And then I got myself locked up. And I got myself locked up. I've been from my girl. I call home. I have my pipe locked up. I'm locked up. I have my pipe locked up. I have my pipe wrapped up in a sock at home. My trash ass calls home, and I try to get one of the kids to go get that pipe. I didn't tell them what it was. I just told them to go get that sock and go throw it away for me. Well, I guess they did the right thing. I love them babies. They went and told their mama. And she got on the phone. And she said, I knew it, Roger. My girl told me, I knew it, Roger. You on drugs? I'm not coming to get you. I'm not coming to bond you out. You need to realize what the fuck you got going on. This is the second time I had to tell you about drugs, because she told me about the K2 before. She said, I can't make you want to do nothing. You are better than that. I'm better than that. My kids are better than that. I'm not getting you out of jail. That's where you need to be at. If you in there for drugs, then that's where you need to be, because you a dope fiend. And something in that broke in me. I snapped on her. I told her, fuck you. Fuck you. You ain't gonna come get me. Guess what? I'm gonna get out. And when I get out, I'm done with you. Fuck you. You disloyal motherfucker. All this other shit. And I hung up the phone. But as soon as I hung up the phone, something told me, motherfucker, you disloyal to yourself. What the fuck you mean? You lying to yourself. Nigga, you spend 7-8 hours in the bathroom at a time thinking nobody noticing you smoking dope, nigga? Fuck wrong with you, man? You disrespecting yourself. And so I went in there, I laid down, I went to sleep, and I woke up, and I realized right off the rip that something I always knew. The one thing about methamphetamine, there ain't no fucking withdrawals. Like, you just going to sleep. I just realized how good I felt waking up from a whole bunch of fucking rest. and looking at myself and seeing my face uplifted. Looking at myself and seeing that I was just tripping the whole time. Like that shit is a whole different animal. The fuck you scared to go to sleep for? Like seriously. What the fuck are you scared to go to sleep for? Now, with heroin, bro, I know you're scared of getting sick. I told you I had a battle with opiates, man. I know you're scared of getting sick. But with heroin, the only other way is dead. Are you scared of being dead? Probably not. But you don't want to be, not yet. Stop disrespecting yourself. Like if you need somebody to talk to, you can talk to me, man. Like you can talk to me. My little sister walking around with her motherfucking hair falling out right now, bro. For real. Like, that's been years. And when I did get myself out of jail, let me tell y'all something. I did get myself out of jail. I finally called I had money. I had $1,000. I finally got a hold of a bondsman that would take us. I had like a $70,000 bond. But now this is where we're supposed to go, but this is what I'm supposed to do. But I take it. I bought myself out. I have to walk home. My girl, I told her she wasn't gonna get me out. And the more I walked home, the more I knew I was gonna go home and cuss her out. But I also knew that she was right. I also knew that she was right, and I appreciated her deeply for it. But she's a Capricorn. I'm a Cancer. It was more or less like I was upset because she wasn't there for me regardless. But the Capricorn in her was letting me know that her letting me do that on my own was her there being there for me regardless. That's the lesson in that. That's that grown man shit. Even though that's coming from a female, that was that daddy energy type shit. Hit that like button for me if you hear and you haven't. But yeah, I learned that real quick on that walk to the house. Like, the Cancer in me was like, man, you supposed to be in here. You supposed to be here with me regardless. You supposed to be here with me no matter what. You're supposed to come get me out of jail. The big baby in me. But the grown motherfucker, the spirit warrior in her, let me know. Let me know. That nah, motherfucker, you need to be grown enough, strong enough not to put yourself in those situations. If you didn't put yourself in that situation on that dope fiend shit, you wouldn't have been in locked up. And you wouldn't have had to call me. Stop putting yourself in those situations. I done warned your ass before. Left it alone. Left it alone. Changed my life. Here we are. And in the time since that's happened, nothing but prosperous things have happened to me. Because let me tell you something else that happened. This is really what started my spiritual awakening. Pluto in the first. Critical Red said Pluto in the first here. I'm a Sag rising with Pluto in the first. Do I get Scorpio and Sag traits? In a sense, yes. Or you could just be a really optimistic, magnetic motherfucker. Or you could be the dark adventurer. But anyway, back to where we going though with this. Back to where we're going with this. All that came together and made sense because just like 2 months before this on my birthday, I had left my bar that I was working at with this chick. And we riding around, it's my birthday, they riding around getting me high. We riding around smoking dope. She riding around selling dope. You know, we doing that up late night, you know, methamphetamine trash kick. And so we end up at this house and we go in to serve this lady and there's 2 ladies in there and one sitting over in the corner, she's shuffling some cards. And then there's the one we talking to and she's super nice and, you know, they're both paying attention to me, which I'm used to, you know, and all that. And plus I'm a new person and they're on dope. So they're just paying attention to me. And so I'm there and we've been there for about 5 minutes and I see the lady that was shuffling the car. She gets up and starts pacing and I pace a lot. So her pacing is making me nervous and making me want to get up and start pacing. But this is not my house and I know that makes people nervous when I do that. And so, which is something I do badly. And especially when I'm going through it. And she's pacing. And then she just stops pacing. She looks at me and she said, "Is it your birthday?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Come here." She's like, "Hey," and then she was like distressed. She told everybody, she's like, "Hey, y'all go upstairs. Y'all please go upstairs. Y'all go upstairs with that shit." And I'm looking, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm thinking they done played a prank on me or something, or they're just high fucking with me or doing something, or it's a law, I don't know what. But I'm just looking like, huh? Or maybe she's on some freaky shit. I don't know. Maybe they didn't pay her to try to get on some freaky shit, which I'm finna shut that shit down because I'm not in that mode of operation. I don't know what's going on. And so, and my brain being high as it was, it's going the whole gamut. It's running the whole gamut. And she looks at me, she said, "It's your birthday." And I said, "Yeah." And she started crying and she said, "I've been waiting on you." She said, "I've been waiting on you." She said, "I need to tell you something." She said, "Let me see your palm." I stuck out my hand. She looked at my palm. She started telling me stuff about myself that, you know, she couldn't even know because none of these chicks in this room know this about me. And I'm starting to get scared. She's flowing my high. And then she said, "Let me tell you something." She said, "You something." She said, "There is a feminine spirit that stands behind you with her arms crossed like this." And she said, she's a tall lady. And both my mama and my grandmother are both 6 foot and over. And she said, she's a tall lady. And she ain't letting nothing touch you. And she told me to tell you that, hey, can't nothing hurt you but you. Can't nothing hurt you but you. She ain't gonna let it happen. She ain't gonna let it happen. Can't nothing hurt you but you. And then she said, she looked at me in my face and she said, "Sit down." And she sat down. She started shuffling cards. Boom, 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 boom. I know now they're tarot cards. I see them. She wham, 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 laying out them cards. Wham, she lays 3 out. I try to get up. When I try to get up, she puts her hand on my hand. She said, do not get up. She said, let me tell you something. She said, I've been guided to tell you that the worst part of your life is behind you if you want it to be. She said, matter of fact, it's behind you when you want it to be. She said, let me tell you something. She said, you don't have to worry about this being a negative reading. She said, I'm a real person. She said, I'm about to tell you the most positive things you ever heard in your life. You don't have nothing. She just told me I don't have nothing to be scared of. She said, didn't I just tell you that whatever this spirit is said that can't nothing hurt you? So I damn sure ain't finna tell you nothing. She said, I'm terrified. She said, I want you to get out of my house, but I need to tell you something first. And so I sat down and she flipped the cards over. I don't remember what the cards were. And she basically told me everything that we're going through right now. She told me everything that we're going through right now. Told me it was going to happen. And then she said, she looked me in my eyes. Oh, thank you, Critical Red, by the way. She looked me in my eyes. And she said, the last message I have for you. And she said, this isn't just this spirit. She said, this is your ancestors. She said, they say, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And then she let go of my arms and she said, now let me tell you something else. She said, I don't want any dope. I don't want any dope in my house. I don't want you to ever come to my house again. She said, I want you to leave right now. If you need me to go tell your friends, she said, there's no trouble, but I need you to leave my house. You cannot do drugs here. I cannot allow you to do drugs at my house. She said, you bet. And she looked me in my face and she put my face, she don't know me. And she put my face to her face and she said, you need to leave this shit alone. And push me. And told me to leave. And I should have left it alone that night. But it took a whole nother month and a half, 2 months of me trying to get high and go through some crazy shit and then getting locked up finally by the spirits, I would guess, to open my eyes. Like, man, is it going to take that much again? For real. It took my girl leaving me on my own. But in doing so, also having my back more than anybody else ever having my back. What they say, sometimes you win. Or sometimes when you lose, you win. You know? And that's just kind of how it goes, man. It just, all that fell into place. I'll tell you something else. I used to be trying to get high right in the time. After that happened, this is how I knew I was having a spiritual awakening. After that happened, I was in my bathroom trying to hide, trying to get high. And I'm in there smoking the shit, and I would play YouTube videos out loud on a Bluetooth speaker so that nobody would hear a lighter flicking, or just so it seems like I was taking a shower or shaving or shitting or doing whatever it takes to be in the bathroom for 6 hours. And I'd have YouTube playing out loud. And in this case, I was listening to a video that was called 13 signs that your spirit guide is trying to contact you. And so I'm sitting there getting hot. And as they're naming the signs, my high ass is experiencing them. And see, you got to understand that spirits speak to you in people, places, and things. People, places, and things. And so I sat there, even after I quit doing dope. When I got out of jail, I sat there like, what did they talk about? What do they mean? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? And then I had another experience. Now that might have been an orb just in front of me just now, y'all. For real, that was not a fly. Did y'all see that? Anyway, but it's like, yeah, it flew like right here, man. That shit tripped me out. And anyway, like, I just realized that everything I had been through, whether I put myself through it or whether the world had seen it, from the shit that I went through with my dad, with him being a crackhead and him being sexually inappropriate, to the shit I went through with my mom and stuff, with her passing on, and me seeing the things that I seen with her, finding her dead when I was 13, to me being in the streets the way that I was, to me experiencing the awesome grandmother that I have and the love that she showed me, to me going to prison, to me being as intelligent as I am, to me going to college also, to me being as handsome as I am, for me being as sensitive as I am. All that shit was for a reason. Even me being biracial. The fact that I can talk to Rhodes Scholars and hold my own, but I could also go stand in Compton and be all right. That says something. That's for a reason. It's not for my personal gain. It's so I can get a message across. Everything that I had been given, that I had thought was supposed to make me special, to make me, be center stage, that's not what it is. With the master number 11 that I have in numerology, it's about helping me, using my creativity and my skills to teach people how to find their light. It's about showing through my example how you can do more than I ever could. If I can do this much, what the fuck do you think you can do? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like, man. When I realized it wasn't about me, that's when shit changed. I love my energy and my attention just like y'all do. Like, we be up here having a good time and all that shit. But I'm just getting your attention so you can be aware of yourself. Like, the thing about me, man, like, with Lilith in the 8th house, with Chiron in the 8th house, like, I am the shadow. With Pluto in the 1st house, I am the shadow. I live with the shadow. I don't have to do shadow work. I am the shadow. I got to do light work. You understand? See, people get that so mixed up. Oh, you need to do shadow work. Yeah. Some of us live in the shadow. That's why we're here to do light work. That's why I'm here to do healing. I can tell y'all about my toxic relationships. I can tell you about my dolphin ass. I can tell y'all about all the shit that I go through. Just so you can relate to it and be like, man, I'm glad I'm not that, or I'm glad I don't have to go through that, or I'm not going to put myself through that. The great thing is, guess what? I'm glad I'm not that. I'm glad that I don't have to put myself through that. I'm not that person anymore. That dude's a myth now. I don't know him. What's up, Latoya? I don't know him. I wish 17-year-old Roddy, 16-year-old Roddy would be able to look at Rodrigo that's talking to y'all right now, because that might have changed the whole game. What's up, Catherine? That might have changed the whole game. A lot of people be thinking, y'all see me up here playing, but there's also a lot of people that think I'm really uptight because I don't sit up here and allow people. When we talk about twin flames, I don't necessarily like people to go there. If we're going to go in, I don't necessarily go into conspiracy theories because that's not what I'm about. I love to talk about those type of things, but that's a hobby. My job, that rapping, that's a hobby. My job is to show you how to deal with what's wrong with you by allowing you to see how I'm dealing with me. This self-knowledge that I bring, this astrology that I've been studying for years and years on layers upon layers upon layers of infinitely rich textures, it's been everything in helping me understand the cycles that I'm here to break. The cycles that I'm here to break. Everything is about finding balance with me. That's why I've been giving that Libra rising. There's a whole bunch of stuff, but even when you look at a Libra rising, now all my houses aren't exactly set up this way, but with a Libra rising, most of your houses are opposite. You got Aries in the 7th house. You feel me? You got Scorpio in the 2nd house. You got Sagittarius in the 3rd house. You got all your shit opposite. So it's about finding balance in your life. If you're here, you need to hit that like button for real, man, because I'm going in right now. And I appreciate you being here. In 005. But yeah, man. Everything I've been through is so I can show other motherfuckers how to not go through that shit. And I sit up here and I talk about myself a lot. You know why? Because that's the experience that I can relate. I can tell you about your placements, but I can't tell you about your experiences. I can tell you how I can experience my placements and how they affect me. And in me working with that and you seeing how I've worked through the aspects, that's why I always tell y'all what I had going on astrologically, what I have going on astrologically in my chart while I'm telling y'all what's going on. And I tell you the different things that I've activated in my chart throughout my life. Like I've activated my whole chart for y'all in the last 3 days. Like for and I want to show you how to activate your chart. Yes, I do this professionally, and this is my job. I don't have no other side gig. I'm a professional astrologer. So that's why I don't indulge in a whole bunch of conspiracy theorists and rigmarole. But in me doing this, it's about me wanting to help your ass. I have a Cancer midheaven. It's not about the money. It's about me loving your ass the right way. So you can learn how to love yourself the right way. So we can break the cycles and all of us can raise the vibration in this motherfucker. The world is going through some crazy shit, man. Some crazy shit. Whatever that's happening, we all locked in a karmic cycle. We all locked in a karmic cycle now. The world is going through a spiritual awakening. And so if you find yourself sometime in the near future without a body, are you going to be able to handle it? Are you going to be able to handle it? For real, man. What happens if this sickness that's going on, what if it keeps evolving? What if it just keeps coming up with strain after strain after strain after they unleashed it? It don't matter about no shots, whatever. What if it's just going to keep evolving till it eventually is taken? Look at how many people have already been gone off this shit, no matter what you believe on what it is or what's going on. And please don't speak on any anti or pro any of this, because they're not going to monetize my video if y'all speak on that. And I'm not speaking on my view on it either way. I'm just saying, regardless of what your view is on it, what if this shit keeps evolving? Keeps evolving. Keeps evolving. Keeps evolving. That's the natural process of it. That's the natural process of it. So if you find yourself without a body, or you find, which that might be what we all be maybe going through. There's a lot of spiritual people that say that the world is shifting from the third or fourth density, either from the third to the fourth density or from the fourth density to the fifth density. There's a lot of people that feel that way, that the world is shifting dimensions or densities, which started with every year they say it started. Some say 2012, some say before that, some say other times. But if we are shifting away from that, that means we're shifting away from the physical. And there's so many things that point to that in our technology of us trying to get away from that for whatever reason. It's got to be a reason why fucking Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk is going to space by their goddamn self. If the veil is lifting, even, like, you cannot take this physical body with you. That's why so many people are interested in astrology these days. That's why so many people are calling themselves star seeds, indigo children. So many people are trying, even if they're not really aligned with the spiritual path, they want to be. That's what the fad is. It's cool to be spiritual. You think that's a joke? Think that's a game? They put out paperwork and that they confirm this is an energy hologram. They put out paperwork saying that maybe the best case scenario is that this is a simulation, a simulated reality that we live in. They let us know that UFOs are here, they real. I have those CIA documents. I have those right now, those CIA documents right now in 005, no joke, saying that the CIA confirming that we live in an energy hologram, whatever that means, and that astral projection is real, and that there are other realms. Anyway, but yeah, Captain Kirk went to fucking space today. Funk yeah. But anyway, all this shit is going, and nobody cares because they put it right in front of your face. No, everybody's arguing about the goddamn shot. They telling you what's going on cosmically, universally. And we are arguing amongst each other. That's what's wrong with humanity. You can't see the forest for the trees. Can't see the forest for the trees. Can't see the forest for the trees. These motherfuckers, I told y'all yesterday, these motherfuckers is pimps. They gonna tell you what they gonna do to your ass and then do it. To be honest with you, these motherfuckers ain't gotta lie about a shot to try to kill you or track you. You think you got a phone in your hand at all times. Your motherfuckers know where you are at all times. You give them access to you 24/7. They don't need to put a chip in your ass. You carry a chip with you all the fucking time. Even when it's off, that motherfucker is listening. If you talk about motherfucking going to get you a motherfucking plastic swimming pool outside up above ground swimming pool right now, you are going to get some type of advertisement in the next few days about a plastic above ground swimming pool and how much of a great deal you're going to get on it. Like, come on, man. Whatever is going on with this other shit, we don't know. But the fact of the matter is, that shit don't make sense. The shit with them all of a sudden acknowledging aliens and all this shit don't make sense. The fact that all the CIA shit, the fact that CNN is putting out articles saying that the best case scenario is we live in a simulated reality. Yep. Exactly, Karen. Like, people be worried about the wrong thing, man. The world is going through a spiritual awakening. You got gangsters. Gangsters teaching astrology. What the fuck is going on, man? You feel me? You feel me? Because somebody got to reach people like me. Somebody has to reach people like you. Some of y'all are here because y'all like my knowledge. Some of y'all are here because y'all like how I look. Some of y'all are here because y'all think I'm funny. Some of y'all are here because you ain't got shit else to do. But you're here. And I have ability to touch you where you can feel it. I can touch you where you can feel it at. Because I feel it. I could no longer live a negative, nasty lifestyle like I lived before. That toxic shit, that drug addict shit, that fucking over people shit. I could never do that. Because that's not for my soul. And once I started living for what's good for my soul, everything changed. Everything changed. This spiritual shit is not going to make you comfortable. It's not comfortable. I had to go through my hard life. I realize it now. I got Saturn in Sagittarius in the second house. I had to go through all this rough, deep, you know what I'm saying, gutter ass shit in order to find my spirituality, to find my positivity, to learn how to value myself. To learn how to value myself. I can't go back. Now, with drugs, there's always, I know I can't be around it. I can sit here and tell y'all that I can't stand drugs and I think it's nasty, and I mean that shit. I mean it. But I also know that there's a part of me every single day that thinks about, man, just, you know, get up there one more time. Go hard just one more time. You got it. But I don't have it. Just that thought alone lets me know that it has me. Maybe forever. So I'm going to stay away from it. We're going to stay out each other's way. And nobody's going to bring it around me. Nobody. Just right here, this medication. And it's perfectly legal from where I'm sitting. But it's taken a lot for me to get to where I am here with y'all today. It's taken a lot. I've told y'all a lot. And I'm not even scratched the surface. Like, I have so many funny stories. I have so many traumatic experiences. I have so much trash ass trifling shit that I have done myself. I have so many laughs. I have so much heartbreak I could bring y'all that we're going to be here for a long time. My channel is not called Priceless Astrology for a reason, even though I am an astrologer by trade. And that's what I do to make money. My channel is called Priceless Knowledge of Self. So through my experiences, through astrology, through numerology, through theology, through Myers-Briggs personalities types, through anything I can, through fellowship, especially, I'm going to do everything I can to help y'all. That's why I've been coming live every day like this. I've been coming live like this because it's about me sharing. I have to learn how to be vulnerable. I have to learn how to speak in my own power. Just smile. Just smile. We're going to go hard till 1:30, so we got 25 more minutes. My baby's still in there. They won't let him go to school because his nose is running. So, yeah. My little man. But anyway. That drug shit and that Pisces moon shit is a real deal, man. When I see people post about it or say something about it, I get in my feelings. I get very defensive. Like, you know, being a Pisces moon don't make you, ain't gonna make you a drug addict. But it can. It can. And see, my greatest gift is not how I can speak, y'all. It's not how I look. It's not my musical talent. It's not my brain. It's my accountability. It's the fact that I can look at y'all and tell y'all, man, I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. But I'm also a tremendous catalyst for change. I was given all this cardinal energy for a reason. My son is in the 9th house because I'm supposed to be preaching, goddamn it. And I care. My moon is in the 5th house because I'm supposed to have fun doing it. With my sun being in the 9th house, with my moon being in the 5th house in Pisces, with my 5th house Pisces moon being square to my sun, with my Saturn in Sagittarius. My life is about faith and works. You understand? How much can I take before I lose hope? I ain't gonna lose hope. I ain't gonna lose hope. I don't lose. I want to show you your power so you don't lose. We ain't gonna lose. Energy doesn't die. So we're gonna just keep transmuting this shit, keep transmuting this shit. Cause my Pisces moon is also saying that I'm tired of doing this shit over and over and over and over again. I'm tired of doing this shit over and over and over again. This is probably my last stop here on Earth. And Pisces moons is old souls, y'all. They done it over and over and over and over again. I knew I was an old soul as a little kid. When I tell you my daddy calls me daddy, my daddy has called me daddy my whole life. I got Chief on my arm, not because I smoke a lot of weed, which I do, but because I bossed all my cousins because I got that Mars in Capricorn, and maybe it's that Venus in Leo too, or that maybe it's that Cancer too, but I bossed all my cousins, my brother, my sisters. I bossed everybody around. Whether they could beat me up or not, it didn't matter. Because you wasn't going to beat up my pride when I was a little kid. So my grandmother called me Chief. And plus, because I'm red bone. So she called me Chief because there was no backing up in me. And that's got me into a lot of situations in life. Like I said earlier, I'm real cocky. I done came home with a lot of black eyes. I done got the brakes whooped off my ass. You know what I'm saying? And I done did some ass whooping out. But, you know, my mama, with her Pisces sun and her Leo moon and me, you know, having my moon in Pisces in the 5th house, I understood her completely. And she understood me completely. And she used to talk to me like I was grown since I was a little kid. And not in a negative way, but like she always was honest with me about things that I don't know if she was honest with anybody else about. And that's what made me strong. But I'm also going to tell you that the same things that have made me strong have made my little sister damaged and weak. Everything that I use to try to push me forward, she uses it as an excuse to hold her down. Everything in life is because her, you know, she's 32 years old. You know what I'm saying? You're doping because your mama died. You can't take care of your own kids because you didn't have a mama. Like, that don't make sense, man. But I also know that it's not for me to be critical of my sister. is for me to love her unconditionally and show her through my example that I'm all right. The same way that I can hook this back into what we were talking about earlier. The same way that I have to show my sons, I have to show my daughters through my example on how I'm going to treat ladies in my life. Because it ain't about me. It ain't about me. I'm going to get my shine on naturally because that's who I am. But a flashlight ain't made to shine its light on itself. A flashlight is made to shine a light on everything else. It's a light. Do you understand? I've been giving all these gifts, all this stuff, because I'm a beacon. But a beacon is made to light the way for everything else. If I can be as trifling as I was and be the person that I am today, the person that gets paid to be in all the shit that I've been through, to now be a person that gets paid to give relationship advice, to give marriage advice, to give life coaching. That's a perfect example of the power of purpose. And I have resisted this shit every step of the way. I appreciate you, Catherine. I have resisted this shit every step of the way. So what are you gonna do? By the way, y'all be sure to tune in Monday, because that's when I'm gonna get free game on astrology on Monday. So if you got questions about placements in your chart and why it might be, how it might affect you, get at me Monday. I come live on Mondays at 10 o'clock Mountain Time. So that would be noon Eastern Time, 11 o'clock Central Time, and 9 o'clock Pacific Time. I'm smart. Something about that Uranus in the third house just loves to tell people how smart it is, don't it? But anyway, yeah. Speaking of the third house, like we talked about that Pisces moon, y'all, like that Neptune in the third house, that lets me know I need to not fuck with them drugs either. That lets me know right there too, because it clouds the mind. And with it being in Capricorn, that Neptune in the third house and that drug shit could get into my bag. So, don't want to disillusion myself in that. Evelyn, I seen you said you had Neptune in the 12th. That's a motherfucker too. That's a motherfucker too. Neptune in the first. Do you know who you are? Reflection. What are you creating the illusion of? You certainly are. Catherine, same question to you. Neptune in the 7th. What do you really want? Metaphysics? Like, what is it that you're confused about that you really want? Because the thing is, whatever that is, you already got it. You already got it. If y'all that came in the door and you ain't hit the like button for me. I've been going pretty hard today. And unless I drop a video of a placement that I'm making up, y'all ain't gonna see me again until Monday or next week. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do on these next series that I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna do aspects, but I'm thinking that I might do life paths also. And I don't know what else. Whatever it is, it's gonna be on point. What's up, SoundCloud? Yeah, you late. We still cracking though right now. And Neptune in the 10th house. The thing about that one is you need to learn how to benefit, to support ideas that benefit the good of everybody. Because you have this tendency to only want to deal with shit that is only going to benefit you or do something for you. You won't get your best returns like that. Yes, I'm going my magic. I'm going to do synastry videos eventually, but I did a poll the other day and aspects won out. So I'm going to do aspects, and then I'll do synastry in another series. I got to be able to have something to talk about, man. I done dropped 400 videos in 11 months. I done covered almost all the placements that are relevant in Western astrology. Now I still have to do Vesta and Juno and maybe Pallas Athena and Ceres, most definitely. But yeah. Yeah, I know, House of Intuition, like, you gotta do your thing. And yeah, with Mars in Pisces, Metaphysics King, like, you feel everything. But when you stop letting it confuse you, then you'll really be able to get things accomplished. Then you'll really be able to get things accomplished. What's up, Chanel? My Juno is conjunct my Saturn. My Juno is in Sagittarius in the 2nd house. So that doesn't look favorably. Unless I meet somebody from a foreign country that's paid. Yeah. My Juno is in Sagittarius in the second house. My Saturn is in Sagittarius in the second house, and they're conjunct each other almost exactly, like by 1 degree off. For Moon in the first house, I see Chanel. Gosh. For Moon in the first house, you got to use your brain sometimes. Like, I know those emotions are everything, but you got to calm that down sometimes and be rational, because emotion rules reason. And sometimes your ability to reason is something that definitely needs to be developed. That's what's up. I don't know. I'm a Cancer sun, Pisces moon. And my firstborn daughter is a Capricorn sun and a Libra moon with Leo rising. And Metaphysics King, I do whole house system when I want to. I'm familiar with it, I work with it, but that's not what I prefer, because it is in my belief that when I'm doing a chart interpretation, I want the chart to flow freely. I want things to be where they're supposed to be naturally. And that's not what you're doing in a whole house system. In a whole house system, you're forcing planets into signs and houses. Okay? And so I don't want to force my chart into something that I want it to look like just because that's what I feel like I want it to look like, because I don't necessarily feel like I resonate with certain qualities in this chart, when you have to understand that every chart is going to have contradictions. Okay? There are things in your chart that you might not necessarily identify with because you haven't activated it yet. So, yeah. Lil homie Ray, I don't know if I believe in the United States actually having a real chart. Nobody knows when you could actually say when that started. You get what I'm saying? There's when the paperwork was signed, which that has different variables to it, because some people say it was this time, some people will say it that time. How many times have you post-dated a check? You get what I'm saying? Like, you just got to think about things like that. Like, when can you say America was established? And how can you establish a chart for something that's always been here? Because if you talk about the land has always been here. So, yeah. Hit that like button if you ain't hit that like button for me, y'all. And yeah, that's how I felt about that whole house system, y'all. I want to see my chart flow naturally. Okay? It's just about, not forcing things into a certain situation. And the Placidus system is where it's flowing naturally. I can show you in my chart, and I've done it before people here in the video I did on Monday, and I'll do it again right now if you want, how my chart flows naturally in Placidus, and how I can show how it's actually been activated by the different signs being in the same house. Because with me, my Libra rising is at 16 degrees. That means it's right smack dab in the middle of Libra. That means all of my houses are split right down the middle. I'm talking about right, I don't have any interceptions either. All my houses are split right down the middle. So my first house is half Libra, half Scorpio. My second house is half Scorpio, half Sagittarius. My third house is half Sagittarius, half Capricorn. My fourth house is half Capricorn, half Aquarius. My fifth house is half Aquarius, half Pisces. My sixth house is half Pisces, half Aries. My seventh house is half Aries, half Taurus. My eighth house is half Taurus, half Gemini. My ninth house is half Cancer, half Leo. My 10th house is half Leo. I'm all confused now. My 10th house is half Cancer, half Leo. I don't know. And my 11th house is half Leo, half Virgo. And my 12th house is half Virgo, half Libra. Okay? And even in that, that makes me be able to see my Vedic placements right there. And now, when you say your full Cusper chart, the thing is, you can say that. But I definitely, it's undeniable that, and with me being a Libra rising, with Pluto in the first house, you got to understand that that makes perfect sense too. Because that my first house is half Libra, half Scorpio. So you could say I'm a half Scorpio, half Libra rising, half Scorpio rising. And that's evident. I told y'all the story earlier of my chart being activated throughout my life. Say it like this. My mom and dad, I'll do it real fast for y'all this time, one more time. My dad and mom were drug addicts. Okay? They were having a turbulent relationship. My dad is a trifling ass little dude. My mom, she just wanted this pretty baby. She had already lost, my mom had a stillborn baby, full term stillborn baby, exactly 2 years before I was born, 2.5 years before I was born with my dad. And because they were doing drugs or whatever happened, the baby had died. Maybe that was me trying to come through. I don't know. But it was a boy. And like I said, it was full term stillborn. So that had to be devastating. So my mom just wanted this baby to come. She just wanted this baby to come, this pretty baby. And here I came, a little beautiful baby. And I was a pretty baby. And so that's that Libra rising, hoping to achieve balance. And I smiled, and I was like that when I was a little kid. I was a little charismatic little kid, and I was talented and all that stuff. I have Uranus in the third house as well as Neptune, so I knew music. I was smarter than all the other little kids. I was just there. I talked before everybody else. And that's just not me bragging. That's just what it was. And so that goes on. Well, my dad and mom, they were on drugs. My mom almost dies. There's Pluto in the first house. My mom almost dies when I was 4 years old. Exactly. My Pluto is at 4 degrees of Scorpio in my first house. Pluto activated. My mom, I find her dead when I'm 13 years old. I have to live with my dad, who's a drug addict and sexually inappropriate, just to say the least. My daddy, he's Gemini sun, Capricorn moon. He gets it how he lives. He lives at a house. He lives off my mama's Social Security check and his wife that takes care of him. So all he teaches me is how to manipulate. You know, my Black Moon Lilith is in Gemini in my 8th house, which we're going to talk about when I activate this, which is my daddy. All my daddy teaches me is how to manipulate, how to be a player, and how to get what I want from anybody. And I don't got to do shit. I'm so talented. I'm so smart. I can rap. I can do this. I can do that. That anybody give me anything. Any female. I'm so fine and all this. Any female will do anything for me and all this other shit. I'm so good at sex. Black Moon Lilith in the 8th house. All that shit. I'll get whatever I want. That's that Scorpio in the 2nd house. Well, throughout my life, through my Saturn return, as life has went down, I have learned painfully that ain't for me. I now get paid by speaking my truth right here with y'all. by doing charts, by a spiritual thing. That's second house, Sagittarius. And my Saturn is there. I had to learn hard lessons for that. Saturn is in Sagittarius in the second house. Let's go to the third house. The third house, Sagittarius. This is a Placidus explaining y'all how this flows. In the third house, Sagittarius. My little sister is a Sagittarius sun, a Virgo moon. My Uranus is in Sagittarius in my third house, and my relationship with her is mercurial. But I've told y'all earlier that we have karmic implications with each other. Uranus raises the vibration of anything that it comes in contact with. You feel me? My other sister, her mom was our next door neighbor. That's Neptune in the third house, in Capricorn. My dad is a Capricorn moon. My dad cheated on my mom, got our next door neighbor pregnant. Now I have a little sister, Neptune and Capricorn in the third house. Let's go to the fourth house, Capricorn. I always thought I ran my house. I work from home. I got Mars and Capricorn in the fourth house. My dad is 5'1". I've been taller than my daddy since I was 13 years old. My dad has always called me daddy. That's Mars in the fourth house. I've always ran my household. I always carry myself like a boss in the crib. I always handle my business. I've always been assertive, however sensitive I am everywhere else. In the crib, I need to be by myself. I'm a whole different person at the crib. I have to be to protect my family. I'm a black man in America. And so, like, let's go. Aquarius in the fourth house. Who knows what happens there? My daddy ain't really been there. The community raised me. The community raised me. My uncle, he's an Aquarius, February 19th. My uncle, he's an Aquarius. He might be right in the cusp of Pisces Aquarius, if I'm wrong. But my uncle, he raised me. The community had to raise me because my mama died. My daddy wasn't shit. The fifth house, Aquarius and Pisces. You get what I'm saying? My moon is in Pisces in the fifth house. My mama is a Pisces sun with a Leo moon. My moon is in Pisces in the fifth house of Leo. There's my mama right there. I do music for fun. Y'all see me. People ask me, oh, can I get those beats? Y'all heard me rapping the other day like, man, you so cold. And I am. But that's what I do to chill. That's what I do for fun. That's not my path to make money. That's how I gain my equilibrium, is my music. And me chilling and me playing and me joking and me laughing. Me smoking weed like this. That's fifth house Pisces moon. My Jupiter is in Pisces in the sixth house. I work doing this with y'all with my spirituality. I also always have been favorable at any job I've worked at. Because of my charisma, because of how caring I am and how sensitive I am, females have always helped me in any job I worked at, and at any job I work at, because I work so hard with my Jupiter being in the sixth house. When I do have a job, I work harder than everybody else. Nobody can work harder than me. I have Mars in Capricorn. My Jupiter's in the sixth house. Nobody can outwork me. I'm going to go the hardest. I'm just going to go until I don't go anymore. I don't know how to quit. Plus, with my Jupiter in Pisces in the sixth house, other than me doing drugs, I don't get sick. I'm 35 years old. I can drop down and do push-ups with one hand right now. You get what I'm saying? That's Jupiter in the sixth house. I've maybe gotten more than a cold 4 or 5 times in my life. Like that's Jupiter in the 6th house. That's the 6th house right there. I got Vesta in Aries in the 6th house. Inside of me, I'm a fighter. Inside of me, and I love boxing. I watch boxing all day long. When I'm not doing these videos with y'all, when I'm not working, I watch boxing. I'm a student of the sweet science. That's Vesta in Aries. And that's just me working hard. Me working hard and providing healing. Now, my 7th house, Aries. Let's move to the 7th house with me being a Libra rising. My North Node is in Aries in the 7th house. What I say earlier, I used to be in all those relationships. I wasn't self-sufficient. I need to learn how to maintain a healthy relationship and be self-sufficient. That's North Node in Aries in the 7th house. That means that also means that I'm naturally attracted to that Aries or that fire type energy, which we've already talked about that. That means it's my karmic destiny to be linked to that energy. Let me tell you what else. Hell, my son's mom is her birthday is exactly opposite to mine in the year. My birthday is June 26th. Hers is Christmas Day in the same year. I'm a Cancer sun in the 9th house with a Pisces moon, but she's a Capricorn sun with a Libra moon. She's an Aries rising 26 degrees. I'm a Libra rising 16 degrees. You get what I'm saying? Like my path, it lines itself up directly with what it's supposed to do with people. Whether I've been with them and I stay with them or not, my path, it just directly connects. Now my 8th house, let's go from my 8th house. The only thing I don't have any planets in Taurus except my vertex. Which that just means that I need to learn how to get my own money. That's what vertex is about. And I will be blessed. As long as I'm getting my own money, I will be blessed with more money abundantly. That's what vertex in Taurus is. Is if you just go to what things that naturally attract you, then you'll naturally attract the things that are coming to you. That's what the vertex of you is. Now, the 8th house. I don't have any planets, but I have the Black Moon Lilith and I have Chiron there in Gemini. Well, not only have I been trifling most of my life, cheating, not only do I repress my sexuality in a way that I can bring sexual pleasure to anybody. I pride myself in being the best at that. But I myself am insatiable. I'm insatiable. I'm not impressed by much at all. I can do it with anybody. But me, I'm a trip. You got to be real motherfucking nasty to impress me with that shit. And then my dad, like my Black Moon Lilith is in Gemini in the 8th house. My stepdad was a Gemini. My mama died when I was 13 years old. I found my mama dead. And there's still mysterious circumstances behind how that happened, because it wasn't something that was a pretty scene. And she didn't just die sick and fade away like, in my bed, I'm going to see y'all later. No. Some crazy shit went down. And maybe he has something to do with it, maybe not. Maybe that's just wishful thinking on my part. But women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. Them coordinates in your chart, them degrees, all that shit, it don't lie to you. That's why I'm here. And so there's that. But with Chiron there, in finding healing and all that, I'll be able to provide healing for others. And in doing so, with that being the 8th house, I'll be able to gain power and attract what's naturally coming to me. It also says with Black Lilith in the 8th house that might have an inheritance that's fucked up. And my inheritance definitely got fucked up because of child support and some other stuff. And I was supposed to get a significant inheritance. I've seen the check stubs go somewhere else. So that's interesting. The 9th house. My son, we're going to the 9th house. That's Cancer now. Now my part of fortune is in Gemini in the 9th house. And look what I do with y'all. I speak my truth. I communicate with y'all. Now the 9th house, my Cancer sun is in the 9th house. Now with that Cancer sun in the 9th house, once again, not only that, my grandfather was a Cancer. And there that is. My midheaven's in Cancer. And that's exactly opposite of my Mars in Capricorn. Now the thing about that is, a Cancer midheaven says work from home. A Mars in Capricorn could say that you work from home. In the 4th house, anyway. Mars in the 4th house, or Cancer midheaven, that's both working from home. And being the best at what you do. And working hard. And y'all see that. I also have Neptune opposite to my sun in my chart. So, I get disillusioned. I have spiritual gifts that I'm scared of myself. I've dealt with that my whole life. I've sensed things, I've felt things, I've seen things, I've experienced things that scare the shit out of me, that I will block myself from it, close my eyes. I remember I've had a spirit standing before me, whether you believe it or not, and I was begging it to, I was closing my eyes saying, please leave me alone. Please, I don't want it. Please, I don't want to see. I don't want this. I don't want this. Leave me alone. I don't want this. That's Neptune opposite sun. I was terrified. And then with a Pisces moon, that speaks to spiritual experiences. And so, the 10th house. I have Mercury and Venus in Leo in the 10th house. Y'all see that. Ain't nobody louder than me. Y'all see my voice. Y'all see I love to show out. Y'all love my attention. You see that women and people with feminine energy are my biggest supporters, and I love y'all so much. You see I carry boss type energy with me. With attracted, I told y'all earlier, even with the Aries and all that, I'm attracted to boss type energy. You can look at every aspect of my chart. If you want to look at the 7th from my sun, that's Capricorn. And then 7th from my rising, that's Aries. I'm a Venus in Leo. Even Mars in Capricorn. I'm a boss and I'm attracted to, I like to do boss type shit. That type of shit turns me on. And then with I don't have any planets in my 11th except Ceres, which is in Virgo. And that speaks for itself, like my relationship and everything with my friends, like I'm nurturing with them. I'm a Cancer. My 12th house is Virgo and Libra. Something interesting. Like, I'm very critical. I'm very critical of myself and other people. When you talk to me, I know what's wrong with you right off the rip. I can sense it, I know, and I want to help. But when it comes to me, only I can pick at me. If you pick at me, if you tell me something about myself, like, it's going to be an issue. That's that undoing. That's that Virgo being my undoing. And if you want to look at the 12th house from a past life perspective, I was born. I told y'all this the other day. When I was born, my mama named me Roderick. Okay? And Roderick means famous ruler. Right? Well, my karmic debt is a 19 in my numerology, meaning that I was a person of power, and I abused it really bad. That's the worst karmic debt that you can have in numerology is a 19. That means that you might have been genocide. You could have been Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan would have a 19 karmic debt. Hitler would have a 19 karmic debt. That's the karmic debt I brought into this life. But see, it's about finding balance. That's that Libra part of it, because I have an 11 life path number. And numerology is always balancing it out, trying to get to that 0 to even it out. So that 11, that 19, that'd be 30, but that's going to even it out. You can break that down to 0. You feel me? I've been given all these gifts that I have, all this talent that I have to show other people how to get to their power. So it'll help out in that respect. You feel me? So yeah, I'll show you how to act the fuck out of your chart. All you gotta do is get at me. I know there's a lot of guys that talk, but I have showed y'all through speaking on life experiences and by relating it back to my chart, especially how this shit is real and relevant to you. And you don't have to get a reading from me. That's not even what this is about. This is about you going and searching out and finding out what the fuck is really going on inside of you, so you can bring healing to everybody. To everybody. So that's what that is. How do I feel about fire sign or mutable sign? I mean, I love all the signs and all the energy. They all have their place in their usefulness. You know, that's real. That's real. But y'all, I'm finna have to go. I got readings to do myself now. We've been doing this thing for 3 hours. I've been coming for like 3 hours every day. Y'all ain't gonna see me again live until Monday. Unless I change my mind, which I'm apt to do. But I appreciate all y'all, man. For whoever donated, hey, thank you so much. That goes a long way. And from now on, if y'all ever want to donate, don't hit the super chat, man. If you want to donate to me, look at the link in my description and donate to that Cash App directly, or hit me up for a chart reading, and don't donate at all. Let me help you and we can help each other. All right? This has been a beautiful experience with y'all, man. Me speaking to y'all helps bring healing to me. This ain't gonna be the same as everybody else. Monday, if you have questions about astrology, y'all come ask me, man. Y'all come ask me on Monday. I have 1 or 2 questions for each person that asks me a question. I ain't gonna give you no whole chart reading, or I wouldn't have any money to make professionally. But if you want to know what's up for real, get at me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And for real, thank y'all so much, man. We done.